Every year, lakhs of young doctors place everything on the line for a single exam. Time, money, relationship, mental peace, and sometimes even their sense of self-worth. NEET PG isn't just a test, it's a system that decides career, shapes future, and controls years of hard work. Yet the very system this aspirants trust has repeatedly been shaken by allegations of paper leak, reported data breaches, shifting exam patterns, last-minute delays, two-shift discrepancies, and counseling processes that drag on for months, leaving students suspended in uncertainty. This is the truth. Behind every rank is a story, and behind every story is a struggle most people never see. Sleepless nights, coaching fees, mock tests, revisions, sacrifices, and anxiety. And after all that, still no guarantee of fairness, no promise of transparency, and no assurance that the dream they're chasing isn't being pushed further away by systemic cracks. This is not just an exam crisis, this is the lived reality of India's medical aspirants. Before we understand the emotional and personal suffering of aspirants, we need to look at the cold, undeniable chronological reality, event by event, crisis by crisis, because the story isn't built on feelings alone, it's built on fact. What follows is not an opinion, it's a timeline of decisions, delays, breaches, controversies, and courtroom battles that shaped the lives of nearly 5 lakh doctors over 2 years. June 2022-2024, the first shockwave. Just hours before the exam, NEET PG 2024 was cancelled. Not postponed, cancelled. Because intelligence agencies warned of impersonation attempts. 2,28,000 students were affected and 11 crore in public money was lost overnight. August 1st, 2024, a confidential leak, a private NBEMS letter containing exam center list, timings and student numbers spilled into social media. The confidentiality of a national level exam exposed with a single leak. August 11, 2024, India's first two-shift NEET PG for the first time ever. Students wrote the exam in 2 different shifts, morning and evening. Different difficulty levels, a normalization algorithm that was never fully explained. The reschedule pushed cost beyond 24 crore, but aspirants paid the real price. August 23, 2024, the rank shock. Result dropped, over 1.28 lakh students qualified, but thousands reported unnatural rank jump and inconsistencies. Social media exploded with demands for raw scores and answer keys. Petition followed. September 2024, Supreme Court intervenes. The Chief Justice of India himself questioned the two-shift pattern, calling the sudden change very unusual. Court demanded answers. Transparency became a national debate. May 22, 2025, landmark judgment. After months of hearing, the Supreme Court ordered complete transparency, raw scores, answer keys, normalization formula. Days later, the court blocked NEET PG 2025 from being held in 2 shifts, calling it arbitrary. The exam was postponed again, pushing students into chaos. June 5, 2025, another delay. The exam originally set for June 15 was pushed to August 3. 2,42,000 registered doctors were left hanging, unable to plan studies, internship, or life. August 3, 2025, finally one exam, one shift. NEET PG 2025 was held across 1,000 centers in 300 cities, becoming the largest single shift CBT exam in India. For once, no normalization was required. October 7, 2025, the data breach nightmare. Aspirants' personal information, names, addresses, phone numbers, even scores was allegedly being sold online for 3,500 to 15,000. Coaching centers, TOTS, and fraud networks had access to private data. Thousands were exposed to scam calls and potential fraud. NBEMS denied responsibility and students paid the price once again. All the headlines, court cases, delays, leaks, cancellation and controversies we just walked you through are not isolated events. They are symptoms of something fundamentally broken at the very core of this exam system. And when a system keeps failing, its consequences stop being just academic. They become human, deeply human. Because behind every issue in the timeline is a life, a family, a dream, and sometimes a tragedy. When we step away from the paperwork and the policies and look directly at the lived experiences of medical students in India, the numbers reveal something we can no longer ignore. For postgraduate doctors, the causes are well documented. Relentless academic pressure, long unpredictable working hours, far beyond the recommended 74 hours a week, workplace harassment affecting 1 in 5 PG students, bullying and emotional abuse from seniors and faculty, low stipend that barely support living expenses, and above all, the exam itself, a high-stress bottleneck that determines their entire professional trajectory. In just last 2 years, exam-related instability skyrocketed. Two sudden postponement, 110 plus days of counseling delays, the confusion and distrust caused by normalization controversies, the fear triggered a nationwide data breach, and counseling fees reaching 2 crores plus for certain seats, killing merit for many. Every delay, every ambiguity, every cancelled or leaked paper amplifies the pressure on an already exhausted workforce. This is not just academic fatigue, it's chronic, systematic, structural stress. As of November 2025, more than 80,000 qualified doctors remain without jobs or seats due to counseling meltdown. Hospitals are taking the hit. Government hospitals are severely understaffed. PG residents normally carry 40 to 50% of clinical workload. Now the system is running with fewer hands and twice the strain. Existing residents are doing double shifts, risking exhaustion, burnout, and patient safety. When an exam becomes larger than the people it is meant to serve, when a system forces its brightest minds into uncertainty, fear, silence, and sometimes tragedy, when the process is meant to create doctors ends up breaking them, then it's no longer just an educational issue. It's a national emergency, and we need to understand this. The data is clear, the voices are clear, the consequences are clear, and yet nothing changes until we demand it, and we have to. India cannot afford to lose more young doctors. Families cannot afford to bury more dreams. Hospitals cannot function without the people who hold them together. And a nation of 1.4 billion cannot build on the suffering of the very students who keep its healthcare system alive.